Hello everybody and welcome to all you need to know about Edain Clanwars. This video is going to go into some detail about almost everything to do with Clan Wars. You don't have to watch all of it, and I will leave some timestamps in the comment section, so you can skip through things that you don't care about and go straight to the things that you do. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. The absolute basics of what you need to know about Clan Wars to start playing it is that it's based on a rating system which is quite fair and representative of a player's skill. To play Clan Wars, you need simply put a clan tag in your name and ensure that your opponent and all of your allies, if you're playing a team game, also have a clan tag in their name. If you lose the game, you need do nothing else. If you win the game and you want the points you earned from that victory to be registered on the Clan Wars site, you must post your victory to either Facebook or Modding Union. Please don't post defeats, as it will confuse things. And if anybody tries to pull a fast one and claim a victory that wasn't actually a victory, there will be punishments such as large amounts of points lost or even temporary bans. And that's it. That's all that you really need to know to play Clan Wars. But if you didn't understand anything that I said, or you're simply just interested, you can continue to watch this video. Edain Clan Wars is just Edain with a rating system. The rating system we're using is an ELO rating system. In the ELO rating system, every player starts with 1,000 points, and you gain or lose points from winning or losing against an opponent. The ELO system also takes into account how good your opponent is. If you're playing against an excellent player, you're not going to lose many points if you lose against them. But if you manage to pull off a surprise victory against them, then you're going to gain a whole lot more points than you otherwise would against someone of an equal rating. So in that way, it's quite fair. And it's used in all sorts of competitive games such as chess and StarCraft. This table shows the most up-to-date ranking in Clan Wars. And as you can see, at the top, it's your boy, Goodfella, closely followed by Firefly. So let's have a look at these points. I've got 1,222 at the moment, and I've gained these points from playing against a number of other players. For example, Dimitri, and Dimitri is lower than 1,000 points. He's on 983, and so he's lost points from his starting position of 1,000. This, as we can see, is the 1v1 table. But Edain Clan Wars is not just about 1v1, it's also about team games. There's two ways in which team games will be ranked. If you have a group of friends that you really like to play with, or you think is going to do really well in competitive team games, you can form your own team, or clan. This team receives its own points as if it was a 1v1 player. So that's a point system based on a team, rather than an individual. However, if none of your friends are online, or you simply don't have any friends, you can play random games against any player who's in Game Ranger. And every player who plays in random teams has their own score, just like a 1v1. So everybody starts on 1,000 points. And it's exactly the same thing as in 1v1. The higher rated your enemy team is compared to your own, the more points you'll win if you win, but the less points you'll lose if you lose, and vice versa. Well, that's all well and good, good fella, I hear you say. But how do we play Clan Wars? And who can we play against? Well, the simple answer is you can play Clan Wars at any time versus anyone. But here's the slightly more complicated answer. To play Clan Wars, all you need to do is when you're in Game Ranger, or when you start up Edain, is put into your name some kind of clan tag. This may be simply CW for Clan Wars, like this. And if you didn't know, these square brackets are traditionally what is used for clan tags. So all that I've done here is put in a clan tag, CW, and that's it. Now I'm a Clan Wars player. Why does that make me a Clan Wars player? Well, because it says that I agree to playing Clan Wars with somebody else. For example, let's look at Koru Koru over here. If I was playing a 1v1 against Koru Koru, we would be playing a Clan Wars game, because we both got this CW clan tag in our names. Whoever wins that 1v1 will upload the replay to either Facebook or Modding Union. Once the replay is up there, that serves as evidence for somebody's victory. I personally look at it, and whoever's posted the replay, I assume, has won. Do not upload your defeats, because it will confuse things, and I may consider your defeat a victory, and you might get in a little bit of trouble for doing that. So here's me just putting the Clan Wars tag when we're actually started up the game, and as we see, I haven't got it in here, and sometimes there is a bit of an issue of only so many characters that you can do, so sometimes you do actually have to just start and write your name again, and then it ends up saying like good fee. The reason why I've gone over this again is because it is quite important. Without using this clan tag, it means that every single game that is ever played between two Clan Wars players is always a Clan Wars game. Because you've got no option of saying, actually, I just want to relax and just have a little bit of fun with Edain without the fear of somebody uploading your defeats and losing all of your hard-earned points. What if you're playing against someone who doesn't really care about Clan Wars? But yet you do, and you want to be winning points while you're playing the game. Well, what you can do is simply ask them to put a clan tag in their name. It can be CW, or it can be literally anything you want. For example, it could be something as simple as just putting an asterisk in their name within the clan tag square brackets. If your enemy does this, then he will automatically be entered into the Clan War system, and he'll be given 1,000 points. And if you win against him, you can upload your victory onto Facebook or Modding Union, and you will receive the points of your victory. Just as if you were playing against someone who really did care about Clan Wars. Now what if you're the player who doesn't care about Clan Wars? And I know some of you watching this video might not care about Clan Wars. Well, you could either be courteous and put anything in clan tags and enter yourself into the Clan Wars system, or you can simply refuse to do it and hope that your enemy agrees to a non-Clan Wars game. At which point, your opponent may go off and play somebody else who's playing Clan Wars. I hope this doesn't feel as if us Clan Wars players are forcing Clan Wars on other people. But if you don't care about it, then you don't care about your score. You'll never upload a victory because, once again, you don't care about your score, but people can still gain points from you in that way. And if you're a player who really doesn't like playing competitively at all and just likes to play within their friends, then there really is no issue. Because if you want to play Clan Wars, you can, and you'll be part of the system, but if you don't, then you don't have to. In my opinion, there really is no reason not to play Clan Wars, because as I said, all it is Edain with a rating system. But of course, your choice is your own. But who knows? Maybe at first you won't care, but once you see your points start to plummet, you'll want to get in on the fun too. Facebook is currently the main place in which people post replays and discuss Clan Wars. However, there's no privacy on Facebook unless you set up a fake profile, which is an arduous task. So for those people who don't want to use Facebook, I'm also going to set up a Modding Union page. And this is the exact reason why there's a Modding Union page for Clan Wars. It's for privacy. Links to both Facebook and Modding Union are in the video description. In the future, we will hopefully have everything centralized around the Edain Clanwars website, so that you'll be able to post replays, discuss Clan Wars, and check your position on the leaderboards. There will also hopefully be an automated system on the Edain Clan website for the scoring system, so that I don't have to manually put all the information into the table. Now I'm going to show you how to save and where to find your saved replays so that you can upload them onto Facebook or Modding Union. If you do know how to do this already, you can skip to the next stage of the video. Once again, the timestamps are in the comment section and also in the description. But for all you guys who don't know how to do it, this is how you do it. So you're in a game, you're playing along, and then you think, oh crap, I just bought Gildor, and that is pretty much GG. And on top of that, we all know that Goodfella can't beat Brutal AI, so I'm just going to go ahead and rage quit. And now you enter this screen, which we're all familiar with. It shows you the final score, the resources, etc. And here at the bottom, there's a button which says Save Replay. And surprise, surprise, this is what saves your replays. So you click on this, and then you can name your file. Don't call it Replay 2, because you'll completely forget what it was all about. So we'll go ahead and name this one Swagfellas Swag Juice 1. And there we go, and then you just go ahead and click save. It saves, it says the replay is saved successfully, and then we can skip out, more, continue, and we're done. The replay is saved. You can now go into the replay section and scroll down through all of these crazy loads of replays that I've got, and there we are, there's Swagfellas Swag Juice, number 1. But this is still in the game, so how do we get out of the game and get that file and then upload it to Facebook or Modding Union? Well, you gotta first of all quit out of the game. Once you've exited out of your game, you go over to the File Explorer. So we just go ahead and click that. And I've got a shortcut for where all my replays are saved. And this is the folder that it's in. My The Lord of the Rings Rise of the Witch King files, and there's the replays, and you'll find it in there. Now, all I can say is where these replays are saved by default. You might have saved them somewhere else, but if you have saved them somewhere else, it's probably because you knew what you were doing and you wanted them saved somewhere else. For most people, they'll be in one of your local disk drives, probably disk drive C, and also probably the same disk drive in which your Windows is installed. So we go ahead and click on that, and now we go over to the folder that says users, and then we click onto our name. In my case, it's Joe. So we click over here, and what we need to do now is go onto app data, but unfortunately I can't see it anywhere in here, and the reason for that is because that folder is hidden. Now don't ask me why they hide these folders, because I don't know, but what you have to do is you have to go over to here, the view section, and then you scroll along to the hidden items. Now you have to click this. So now that it's showing these hidden items, and here is the hidden item that is app data, and this is where your replays are saved. So you double click over here, you now go over to roaming, and then you go over to My The Lord of the Rings The Rise of the Witch King files. You double click on that, and then you go over to replays, and here is where all your replays are saved. So this is every single replay that you've ever saved, and as we can see, I have loads. Most of them are from Clan Wars, which I've been playing recently. And let's see, where can we find it? There it is. There's Swagfellas Swag Juice #1. So now that we've found our replay, what we need to do is go over to either Facebook or Modern Union. Once you're in Modern Union, you need to find the page in which you want to post your replay. Now, I haven't actually set up the Clan Wars page yet, but I will be doing it as soon as this video comes out. So the link is in the description, so you'll easily be able to find that. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to post it in the general replay sharing page, and here it is, share your replays. So what you need to do, and this is what you'll have to do on our page as well, is you click reply, up comes this little box, and then under here it says attachments and other options. You click on that, and then where it says attach, you click choose file. In my case, it's opened up onto the downloads page where all of my Edain patch fixes are, and some of the stuff that I use for my videos are, and it's all a bit of a jumble in here. But what you can simply do is press up, and then you get back into this screen, and you can just follow the directory again. Now you see that there's some more hidden folders here which weren't there previously, but you don't really need to worry about those. You just follow the exact same path that you used to go down. Users, Josie, there's app data which was hidden before, then onto roaming, then onto My Lord of the Rings, and then onto replays, and then you go down, and then you click on whatever the replay is, and then it will upload it to the site. And as we see here, now it says Swagfellas Swag Juice over at the bottom here, and then you simply click post, and it's going to post it. Oh, the following error occurred while posting. The message body was left empty, so you do actually have to leave a message here. And what I would like you to do is to just do something simple, like you say, Goodfella versus Koru, Edain Clanwars 1v1. And then it's absolutely clear exactly what your replay is, exactly whose points I have to give it to, and because I'm uploading it as Goodfella, if I can actually spell my name right, that would be great. Because I'm uploading it as Goodfella, I know that whoever uploads it has had the victory, and I'll assign the points in that way. So after you've done all that, you go ahead and click post. And now you've got an even better understanding of what Clan Wars is, how it works, and a little bit more information about how the ELO system in particular works. So you can stop watching the video now if you want, but if you do want to learn even more about the ELO system and how we're using the ELO system, then you can continue to watch these last few little bits of information. How many points do you win when you win? And how many points do you lose when you lose? What the ELO system actually does is it calculates the chances of you winning based on your score difference. So if your score is very high compared to your opponent, you've got a very high chance of winning, and therefore you're going to win less points if you do win and lose more points if you do lose, because that is going against what is expected. And all the ELO system does is it calculates the percentage chance of you winning, and it works out the score change based on that. That may sound confusing, but let's go through an example. Here we see my score is 1,222 and Dimitri's is 983. So what would happen if we played a game and I won? Well, we use this online calculator to work it out. We just go ahead and click calculate change, and there we go. It means that I would win 8 points if I won. But if I lost, I would lose 32 points. And it's the exact opposite for the other player. So if Dimitri lost this game, he would lose 8 points. If he won this game, he would win 32 points. And according to this calculation, I am expected to win 80% of the time. And just for an example, let's see if two equally ranked players fought against each other. So we'll go ahead and go 1000 over here and 1000 over here, as if two brand new players were playing against each other. And then we go ahead and click calculate change. And as we see, if player A, who we'll call this guy over here, won, then he would win 20 points. If he lost, he would lose 20 points. What about player B? Well, obviously it's exactly the same thing. If he won, he would gain 20 points. If he lost, he would lose 20 points. And the ELO system does this by calculating the expected chances of either player winning. And in this case, the chance of player A beating player B is 50%. And that makes sense, because both players are equally rated, so they should have equal skill. So what makes the system so great is it takes into account how good a player is. So you don't win the same amount of points from winning against a giant noob as you would do against a giant pro. You get more rewards for winning someone who is very good, and you get less reward for winning against someone who is not so good. It's that simple for 1v1s. But what about team games? Well, if we're talking about the scenario in which you play with your friends in non-random team games, those teams get their own rating. So it's exactly the same thing as in 1v1. Instead of saying something like, what is my score versus what is Dimitri's score, you simply say, what is team A's score compared to team B's score. The ELO calculator works out the percentage chance of team A beating team B, and it applies points. And then team A wins or loses those points, depending, of course, if they won or lost. However, with random teams, it's a little bit more complicated. And it's also a little bit more inaccurate. What we're using for random team games is based on a fundamental flaw. We could just do the exact same thing as with non-random teams, and apply that to random teams, so that each team has its own score. However, think of the number of random teams there'll be. Any combination of players can form a new team with its own score, and so there would just be a ridiculous number of teams, and it'd be very hard to keep track of. So instead we've decided to use this more inaccurate rating system to calculate random games and give scores to individuals instead of teams. It's not that big of a deal that it is inaccurate, because of all the types of games, random team games are probably the least competitive. So it's just more for fun than anything else. Okay, so how are the score changes calculated for random team games? It takes the average score of each team, compares those two scores, works out the expected percentage chance of winning, and then applies the score change to every member of the team. For example, let's say Team A over here was made up of 3 players, all of which were rated at 1000 points each. Obviously, the average of that is 1000, so we'll input that into the calculator. Let's say Team B was made up of one player who was rated 1000, another who was rated 1500, and a third who was rated 2000. Well, the average of that is 1500, so we'll input that into the calculator as well. So now we have the average of the two teams. One team's average rating is 1000, and their opponent's team average rating is 1500. We now simply click the calculator, and we see that if Team A wins, they will gain 38 points. Whereas if they lose, they will only lose 2 points. And the reason for this is because the ELO calculator says that with such a huge difference of 500 points, there's only 5% of a chance of Team A winning, because they've got so many more higher skilled players. And it's the exact opposite for the other team. Let's input it into the calculator. Let's say that we want to know what's going to happen if Team B wins, the one who is 1500 rated, playing against Team A, who are 1000 rated. We click the calculator, and there we see, if they win, they get 2 points. But if they lose 38, because there's a 95% chance that they're going to win, because their score is so much higher. Now, these points are applied to every individual in the team. So let's think about this team that's 1500 rated. There was one player that was 1000, one player that was 1500, and a third player that was 2000. If they won this game, the first player would now be rated 1002, the second 1502, and the third 2002. And it's the exact same thing for the other team who's rated 1000. every single person in that team would now be rated 998. You may have been wondering what this thing K is, and really you don't need to worry about it to play Clan Wars. In fact, you don't need to worry about most of the stuff I've just been talking about to play Clan Wars, but if you're interested, all it is basically a score multiplier. So here we see it's set at 40, and it's plus 20 for a win and minus 20 for a loss. If we were set it to 80 and calculate the change, we see that the win score and the loss score also doubles. So basically the higher K is, the higher the multiplier goes for the amount of points won or lost in a game. What we have decided to do is for new players, those who have played less than 30 games, we will set K at 40, and then after 30 games, we're going to set K lower at 20. This is what is recommended by the Chess Association, FIDE. And as we see here, at 20, it's gone down from 20 to 10. So it's literally halved. K is halved, and so has the points won or lost. The reason why you would have high K at the beginning is because at the beginning, the scores are very inaccurate. And so you quickly want a player's score to reach a roughly accurate representation of their skill level quickly. And they should have got a roughly accurate point representation of their skill by 30 games. At that point, you lower K so that you can refine the accuracy of the score to their skill level. That is the theory anyway. With a game like Edain that is quite imbalanced, it's quite insignificant in the grand scheme of things. But maybe in the future, if Edain does get very well balanced for multiplayer, it will be more of a big deal. You should also note that K is also a hard cap on points. So let's take this for an example. Say we have a player that is absolutely rubbish. He's rated 10. Now let's calculate the score change. You might be thinking he's going to get hundreds and hundreds of points for winning, but actually, wait a second, he's only going to get 20. Well, let's change K to 40 and see what he's going to get. He's going to get 40. So not only is it a multiplier, it's also a hard cap on the absolute limit of score gain you can get. It's also interesting to note here that this player who's rated 1000, if he wins, he's going to get 0 points for that win because he's so much more highly rated than the other player. This could become a problem if our player base increases a huge amount because there might be very highly rated players and very low rated players, and the high rated players are never going to want to play against the low rated players because there's no reward in it, but yet there's a big loss involved. We can solve this with leagues, as they do in StarCraft, but that really is for the far off future, which may never happen because Edain is a small community now, and we don't know if it's going to get smaller or larger in the future. So that's a bridge we'll cross when we get to it. So that really is it now. That's everything that you need to know and more about Clan Wars. So get out there, play some games, earn some points, see where you rank. Good luck and have fun.